Hi everybody and welcome to another first hour impressions. Today we are playing Blake, the visual novel, and yeah, I have no idea why I requested this key from developers, but thank you Ori Meets and the publisher Legend Ori Productions for giving me the key and allowing me to enjoy this game, or at least test it out and see how it goes. I have no idea anything about. So this is a graphic novel that was turned into a visual novel. It is a sci-fi thriller interactive story, which, to be honest, transferring a graphic novel into a visual novel is an interesting idea. It can give a lot of control to the players or to like the people who interact with it, in terms of like telling their own bit of a story. Like you can make a visual novel that goes completely the same as the comic, but only like has some visual elements and like spooky stuff and different things. Like it could be a new way of showing off visual novels to people. Not visual novel, graphics novels to people. Like what would happen if you, like, I don't know, read or played through Batman The Hush, like a visual novel, and you had like in different points of the game you can like accuse somebody else of being no, not The Hush, The Long Halloween actually, or like accusing who The Hush is, or accusing who the calendar killer is and stuff like that. Holiday killer actually. So yeah, that would be an interesting. Also, it could give the writer an option to make multiple endings, multiple different paths. Like if you are not really sure what you want to write, you can do it like this. It's a different kind of medium. This reminds me of when Telltale decided to do their point-and-click games that are mostly like it's like an interactive movie, then it's like a point-and-click game with choices that you make to like change the story, but it always, like, the story branched out, you can do whatever you want, but it also kind of came back to the same place, more or less. So I have no idea what this game is about, and when I read Blake, I was reminded of this, like Anita Blake. For some reason, I have no idea, just my brain connects things very weirdly and differently. So let us dive into the game and see what Blake is gonna deliver to us, because he's just screaming at the stars and high building at this point. Okay, the Blake visual novel contains themes around mental health, violence, and destructive behaviors. The images, themes, and languages used within this game may be disturbing or triggering to some players. Your discretion is advised. Cool. This is a good thing that the game sent, warned people. What did it say? Spacebar, left click, enter continue, V toggle self-voicing? What do you mean self-voicing? Voice acting? For more controls, main menu, the cog, and top right, set controls. Okay. Maybe it's a bit too loud still. Maybe. Step forward. Open eyes. Let's just open eyes. We're gonna press V.
Self-voicing enabled.
Okay.
Blake felt the cold air on his face as he opened his eyes.
Okay. I get what this is.
He stepped back from the ledge.
Or you take a step one and end the game instantly. Okay. New stone sticker. This is like drones everywhere.
Self-voicing disabled.
Okay, this is like helpful. You don't see that much. There is a word for this, but I'm blanking out. Like assistance in games, these kinds of games. There are some other ones, like not Left 4 Dead. The Last of Us 2 had incredible like ways of assisting people to like play it. Too bad the game is just depressing as all hell. Okay, Blake woke up. What a weird dream. It felt so real. I must have slept so heavy I didn't even hear my alarm go off. There is definitely no voice acting here. Okay. Blake was seldom tardy for work, or any other occasion, for that matter. No time for his morning peanut butter on toast. Too bad. He couldn't be late. He was still considered new at ICC, only days away from completing probation, and he had to make a good impression. Better get going. Life can often be unpredictable, and this was particularly true for Blake. Random happenstances had a way of following him like a stubborn pebble wedged into the sole of his shoe. No amount of picking would dislodge it, and it was accompanied by a certain amount of discomfort at every step. And he would never admit it, but sometimes he may have even consciously trod on the stones of spontaneity. Damn, this writing. Blake. Flip it around, it's still Blake. This is an interesting feature with the name. On a daily basis, Blake's colleagues at ICC would bicker over the best immersive gaming experience of the year, brag about their newest techie purchases, and speculate on who would next meet their demise on the popular weekly e-screen installment of Fixing Good. Is this like a sci-fi Kotaku or IGN or something like that? Max. Blake's played it. Oh, she looks hot. Max's eye suddenly popped up from behind the top of the computer screen. Don't you think the office co-op mode AI in few chores is totally win? Am I right? Max leaned towards Blake's direction with a hand walling her mouth in forcible whisper. She exclaimed, "Back me up, Blake!" Orla spouted out an intentionally inelegant laugh, which in turn made Max giggle. Also, that's kind of a thing you can add with visual novels compared to like graphic novels. Little tiny animations, like not just eye blinking, you can do whatever. Spontaneous, just like move about and all that. Orla, Win, what are you? Are you from another planet? What the fuck does win mean? You're just making up words. It means ridiculous, just like your laugh. Anyway, he doesn't give two thoughts about futures, you big nerd. You can talk, you're the only one here who owns whole VR room. Last time you get to use it then. There they go again. Hey Blake. Oh god, not her. Please not her. He swiveled in his chair. Hey, Harry. Harry was a masterpiece, best admired from afar. She was one of those beautiful paintings that could speak 1,000 words without saying anything. Seriously though, she could try not saying anything sometimes. Did you have a good weekend? Her fingers spiraled in her hair as she tilted her head curiously. Didn't do much, just the usual. You? Why did he even ask? Oh my god, yes, I went on a road trip with my girlies to the forest. We ate marshes over the fire. They were delish. And I saw a unicorn. Wait, what? My friend said I wouldn't see one out there, but I finally did. What? Did somebody genetically engineer a unicorn? If every sentence she spoke was written, Blake imagined they would always end in an exclamation marks. Excuse me, what? I heard a noise in the middle of the night, unzipped my tent, and in the distance I swear I saw a unicorn galloping through the trees. I must have startled it. Did she seriously think unicorns exist? It was probably a cow or a stag or something, just not a unicorn. Harry's skin flushed to a color similar to Max's hair. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you should come along with us next time. We could have a barbecue at night and look for shooting stars. Why not? You said she's perfect. Putting up with her for a while, her whole weekend would be a tough feat, but maybe it wouldn't be that bad. No, it wouldn't. It would be great. Would you go camping with me? As long as you stop being a freak. What? It's not really my kind of thing. Sure. Okay, cool. Blake smiled softly and turned back to his work. A giggle sang from Harry as she headed back to her female colleagues with a small skip in her step, eager to tell them about the conversation. A slender figure hovered beside the desk. It was the junior expert, Lee. ICC snapped him up before he could throw his graduation hat in the air. Like, yoink! You're now ours! No one knew what Lee's forename was. Most people in the office didn't realize it was his surname, but Blake had noticed. He noticed Lee's email address started with S. Lee. Stan Lee. Not a standardized first name surname layout. Lee was like a ball of plasma that dissipated nervous energy. His vision fitted from one thing to another, mostly managing to avoid meeting the eyes. It was as though he was preoccupied with taking in everyone and everything. He displayed anxious head twitches after every sentence, but his voice wore a friendly and happy tone. Most of the time he was elusive and hardly ever spotted around the office, and maybe the word notice was more apt. Jesus, he's getting more of a description than the two girls that we just met. Hey Blake. Lee held a smile at his eyes and scowled on Blake's desk. The music is a bit, Oh, Miss Gordian would like to see you in his office if you have a moment. Are you his little bitch? Jesus, these responses. You can be a real asshole. Wow. Just one moment, fine by me, move away. Sure, of course. Yeah, fine by me, either way. Max and Orwell continued to argue over a few chores behind the desk and looked like they were about to try to involve him again. Now Blake had an excuse to slip away from the office debate and abstain from choosing sides. Yes! Abstain from just... Does she have a shield mug? Really? Dude, isn't this copyright claim? Oh, maybe this... Okay. Maybe this is under Marvel. I have no idea. Maybe this is a Marvel graphic book... graphic novel. Jesus. Well, hello there, Mr. Gartley. Really? That's his name? How's things? Going well, I hope? Ryan was Chief Operating Officer at ICC. Whenever Blake saw her in the office, she was usually rushing around in urgent business. To be in her position within one of, if not the world's leading tech firm, means she had to be extremely efficient. Although Blake had been working there for a while, he hadn't talked to Ryan much. It was always brief, pleasantries and small talk, so he took him back when she said his name. They weren't on first name terms yet. Oh, good, thanks. I've been told that Mr. Gordian wants to see me about something. Is he about? He should be back any minute. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I've been meaning to have a get-to-know-you chat. We've just been so busy that, poof, 2 months have whizzled by. She gave an encouraging and gentle smile for someone with so many plates to spin. She had a defyingly calm and welcoming aura. The conversation was cut short as Jonathan entered the office. I see you already here. Welcome. Take a seat, Blake. Right, will you be joining us? I'm a busy bee today, so I must dash. Blake will have that catch up soon. Oh, and Jonathan, I've left those papers you asked for on your desk. I still have no idea why you use that stuff. She chuckled. That's lovely. Thank you, Rye. He nodded in appreciation. A barely visible wave from her hand could be seen as she rushed out the door, set on her work ahead, to be the best S.H.I.E.L.D. agent ever. Jonathan settled down into her overpriced real leather ergonomic "I'm the founder of this successful corporation" chair. All of his energy turned to Blake. So, Blake, you wanted to see me, Mr. Gordian? It was a regular occurrence for Jonathan to request mini-meetings with his staff. He said he liked to check up on the newest members to see how they were settling in. This is some fine work you've carried out on the Promenade case. The only thing I'd like to point out is the daily stats on your spreadsheet. They don't correspond to the correct dates. Apart from that minor alteration, it's all looking very dandy. Jonathan was holding a copy of the screenshot in his hand. A paper screenshot? Blake had rarely seen paper up close. Jonathan laid it down flat against the table and slid it towards Blake. The material bowed upwards from the rush of air in front of him before it wrestled back down. Paper used to be made from trees, a little known fact for you. How far in the future are we? Now they only manufacture it by 3D printing a synthetic material and it feels a lot smoother in comparison to the original. 3D printed paper from like synthetic mush or something. Somebody's onto something. Blake reached over and grabbed onto the sheet of paper. It felt drier than he anticipated, and this made him notice how clammy his palms were. This paper was made for the odd enthusiasts like myself, and I use odd in both manners of the term. Blake studied the figures on the handheld screenshot. Looks like a couple of equations have gone out of sync. It'll be a quick fix. My apologies. After analyzing the data, he set the paper down on the table, and to his disdain, his grip left behind creased remains. Good, it's no problem. Anywho, that's not the reason I asked you here. I know you haven't been in the company very long, and you have quite the workload. A stress headache started to rear its ugly head. Stress casualty? And momentary double vision distracted Blake. He thought about how no one had come up with a cure for migraines yet. Staring at the screens all day couldn't be hotty. Nope, it ain't. Thankfully, it was brief for Blake, but he realized he'd completely missed what Jonathan had said. He hoped it wasn't anything too important. Blake missed what Jonathan said. How should he react? Smile and nod. No. Sorry, what? Sorry, what did you say? Jonathan nodded reassuringly and delivered a warm smile. You're doing well, Blake. I hope you realize that. I have an exceedingly crucial project coming up, so I need someone I can count on. I'd like you to be a part of it. I will allow you to show me what you can manifest. Oh, and the annual well-being test deadline is today, so if you haven't done it yet, make sure to get it sent off. It should be in your inbox. It's only a few questions so long, so it shouldn't take that much time to do. Max and Orlov were still deep in conversation. Did they ever do any work? Well, you're doing all of their work, apparently. Do you remember Eric, the droid guard who used to bounce the reception? What? No. Yeah, I do actually. What happened to him? I heard they keep him in a big bag in the room behind the front desk. Really? Yeah, he was sacked. Oh man, I fell for that one. I wonder what actually happened to him though. These people should be shot for these puns. A notification popped on Blake's screen. On your email. Should probably do the well-being test. Okay. Andy Rod, front desk. Found tablet. Red. Andy Rod. Signed Harry's birthday card. It's Harry's birthday in less than 2 weeks. Please make sure to sign her e-card. Sure. Don't write the name. Write a message to Harry's birthday card. To Harry. My condolences. Fine. Happy birthday, Sam XXXX. But let's just go with the standard. Maybe if you go with the joke, he's a jokey guy, he likes that. I don't know who Andy Rod is. Jonathan Gordian, meeting invite. Acquired by Colgartling, Chris Motter, translate subject. Discuss a new project I'm assigning you both. I ask you kindly not to mention anything about this project with your colleagues. Okay, accept. ACC HQ Wellbeing Test, action required. This form is not anonymous. All information is secure and shared only with the ICC Special Department for use of monitoring all ICC staff well-being. Support may be offered to tailor to your needs at work. How do you feel today, Blake? Good. Out of the following fears, which do you relate the most right now? Failure at my job, struggling to pay bills, someone watching me in my own privacy, being framed for a crime and then harming someone. Failure at my job. If you could see a scale above people's heads that measured one part of their status, what would you want to know about them? Their wealth, honesty, their nativity, their happiness. How often would you say your days differentiate enough for you to distinguish within a week? Majority of the days are different, not many days are different, every day is the same, majority of the days are different, sure. Nope, you're wrong. Kill VR is a good person, that's why they do what they do. What? If that's so, why have they accepted all the money made from the publicity instead of giving it to charity? I know Blake agrees with me here. We were talking about it last week. Stop trying to drag people into your losing battle, or it doesn't work. So it's only okay when you do it. Ask them if they ever stop arguing. Agree with Orlo because he's not a good person. Ignore them and look busy. Ignore them and look busy. That's definitely something you should do in this kind of situation. Blake gave a non-committal murmur as he continued to drown out their incessant chatter, not wanting to break his busy workflow. Max started to frantically prod at the screen and all eyes slowly looked around at her. What? The helicopter? Has someone changed the details on my spreadsheet for the radar project? All of my work it's totally gone. Orlo, this isn't one of your pranks, is it? Nope, not me, I swear. Offer to help Max fix her spreadsheet. Tell Max, go to a spreadsheet, don't get involved. Offer to help. I can help you get your save file from yesterday's backup, but it won't have any of the work you've done today. Thanks, Blake, that's kind of you, but I can sort it. Max and Orlo both smile in appreciation. I don't know why anyone would go into my work and change it though. I know, it's when. That's not what that word means, Orlo. She changed it. Welcome, Blake. I'm so glad you accepted my invite, and it's good to see you again. I have experienced an exciting project for you to get involved with. If I can only English for the next half an hour or hour. Usually meetings here held in one of the 4 12-seater meeting rooms. However, this seemed more of a cozy affair. Blake preferred it to the meeting rooms, which were always set an extreme temperature. The music is changing and good and interesting. A bit loud, I might say, maybe still, but it's decent enough to follow. He theorized that the temperature was deliberate, a freezing cold room when meeting required full alertness and flowing creativity, or a toasty warm that would lull you into a light slumber of compliance when the agenda was one where fewer opinions were appreciated. Interesting, right? Interesting. Chris, this is Blake, one of our newest recruits. Damn, dude, were you carved out of a mountain or something? What the fuck? Is that guy supposed to be like a tech guy? Jesus, he could snap me like a twig with his eyebrows only. Never mind. For a man of such otherworldly stature, Chris gave Blake a disappointingly limp handshake. Okay, let's hope something else with him isn't disappointingly limp. Maybe he was purposely exercising caution. After all, those paws could easily crush a coconut. Hi Chris, nice to meet you. Hi, don't say anything. Be intimidated. No, maybe we're gonna say, hi Chris, nice to meet you. And you. Gentlemen, take a seat. Chris and Blake shuffled onto the sofa in the office, perched beside one another. Jonathan stood in front of them and made use of the projected touchscreen on the wall behind him. You may have noticed the agenda in the meeting invite was missing. Blake and Chris nodded in tandem. Jonathan brought up the meeting invite onto the screen and swiped his hand across the empty space after the word agenda. I didn't even notice that. A black box appeared over the text, which highlighted and revealed the words Project HG High Grade. The project name had been written in white against the background, which had concealed the words on the screen. Wow, really? You had to go that much to it? Jonathan smirked to himself, thrilled at the opportunity to finally employ a classic spy trick used by protagonists in the espionage novels of bygone years that he so loved. He's such a nerd! Jonathan is a nerd! He steeled himself for the introduction, intended to be seared with finesse, sprinkled with style, and served up panache. Jesus. At least this was how he hoped to deliver it. Jonathan often considered himself a pompous old fool and marveled at the fact the rest of the world hadn't caught on yet. Every instant message and email you send, every word you speak or text, every update you make on your phone, every moment when your e-screens, consoles, and computers are on, they are all recording your data, of course. Now, Blake suppressed a smile, musing that here he was witnessing Jonathan at his finest. The gleam in the CEO's eyes was like that of a religious zealot compelling those around him to follow. Blake wondered if this was a trait Jonathan had always possessed, or if it was a latent ability manifested in later in life. For a select few shadowy clients whose circumstances and contracts decree they shall remain anonymous, we have been working on Project HG. Hyper Game. I don't know. A system that blocks all the records of the sender's ID, location, and their existence when used. Ooh, hidden gem, maybe. Imagine text filing your screen as though plucked from the ether itself. Utterly incognito. Just think of the military and security applications. I mean, in this world where apparently Big Brother sees, hears, and smells all, yeah. It's though you are receiving a message from a ghost, a spy's dream. Heavens, why do you think they call themselves spooks? I think you're too much into the spy shit, Jonathan. Jonathan decided to omit the line about it having nothing to do with their regular haunts, compromising flash car dealerships and boudoirs of high-class call girls. Maybe the name of the project is Project High Girl. Maybe. He concluded that extended metaphor could often prove irksome, and the mention of fast cars and loose women may distract the listener's mind from the crucial subject matter. Jonathan took out a flat handheld screen, not any model Blake recognized. The phone in the center of the desk released a disruptive twitter in between Chris and Blake. Who does it say is calling? The display unit lit up and displayed incoming call from blank. The incoming call stopped. Complete anonymity. His voice lowered towards the end of the word anonymity for dramatic effect, and interlaced his fingers in a satisfied power pose. Complete anonymity. Also, I might have burned my throat. I shouldn't be talking or reading so much today. I don't know why I'm torturing myself this way. You will just have to appreciate this. Blake could only hope that one day he'd be able to captivate an audience with such passionate verve. And although Jonathan's theatrical performance was inspiring, to say the least, he found his attention dared to flicker over to Chris. Once Blake had noted Chris's inelegant idiosyncrasies. Wow, why are you using such words, my brain? Out of the corner of his eye, he couldn't help monitoring him periodically throughout the meeting. Chris' left hand placed on the smooth black meeting room table in a fist, whilst the rest held an obsolete and unusually large e-pen positioned as if to note something down, but accompanied by a tablet. The feeling of Chris's gaze twitching over him, maybe towering over him, accompanied by an uncomfortably blank expression, caused uneasiness to slither through Blake. Primarily, the HG device is advanced crypto processing software. We collated feedback from our clients, and the results show that they desired software that solely connects to the HG device, rendering it compatible with any other hardware. This means the software is highly, if not completely, secure from interception and piracy. Yeah, give pirates like a week, they'll crack it, break it, do whatever. There are currently two types of HG, the flat tablet and the touchboard tablet. Jonathan showed them the sleek black tablet, and the touchboard slid out from underneath the screen with a satisfying smooth click into position. The touchboard was blank, the keys only illuminated once the gadget was activated. So, if I send a message to someone who has the device, how does that work? Good question, Blake. You cannot send a direct message to someone who has an HD device unless they have initiated conversation, as there is no number to identify the user with. This means you can reply to emails and texts but not initiate a voice or video call. You also cannot see messages sent from an HG device if you log into some account on an external device. Heavy Girl, maybe that's the name of the device. Exemplary Kritia Chris, if I send you an email from the HG device, there's not many H words. Haunted Granny, maybe. And you open the email from your home computer, you would then only be able to access the message on the said home computer. You will not be able to view it if you logged onto your email account from another device such as your phone or work computer. Understand? No, I don't. I completely lost train of thought on this weird ass thing. Blake and Chris bob their heads in unison again. When you use the HD device, Home Gardener, maybe? You create a new untraceable path for your message. So if you send a message to someone from the HG, the recipient will see it and be able to retain it. However, it won't show who it's from. I should probably actually remember all this if I'm gonna continue the game. It's probably gonna be the main plot point. But I lost my train of thought. So, I'll see it when I get to it. Keeping a record will deem the message unsecure because if the recipient's device falls into the third party's hand, they can retrieve the information. Additionally, due to the state-of-the-art software embedded into the message, you cannot forward, copy, or print screen any of the content received. Well, I mean, I can take a photo of it, maybe. The HG device user can alternatively choose an expiration date for the message to disappear from the recipient's device, or even once the recipient navigates away from the open message. Essentially, a self-destruct button, if you will. Oh, this is a spy work. You both be given a prototype version to work on and familiarize yourself with. I ask that they remain within the premises and you store them inside your lockers. Once the meeting has adjourned, Jonathan caught Blake's attention before he left the room. And what did you think? It was great. I'm excited to work on this project and I'm really grateful for the opportunity. And what are your impressions of your new project colleague, Chris? He seems a little odd. He's a giant man. Don't worry, he's a good man. I think you two will work very well together. A few hours flew by like nothing, and the screen shook. Blake swore he felt the vibrations from the floor up through the chair as the footsteps came closer to the desk. It's just as Chris approached, a loud sneeze trumpeted from behind Blake's computer. The gentle giant's attention averted to Max. Gentle giant. Jeez. The screen is shaking. Chew. Bless you, Max. It's 156. What are you all about? Earl always piped up whenever Max said something. It was like they had a mutual agreement that they were a duo. Chris stood motionless and bewildered. A wise man once told me to count my blessings. Okay? An expression of smugness took over Max's face. In her mind, she saw her audience erupt into laughter. Back in reality, there was a mental facepalm and weak chuckle from the surrounding desks apart from Chris, who still looked baffled by the whole encounter. He was unfamiliar with this part of the office. He really had a reason to be there. I think you dropped this in the meeting room. As the giant's voice reverberated in Blake's chest as he handed over Blake's keycard. Such an awkward, unnatural looking smile. It must be forced. Yeah, he looks cool. He looks nice. Totally not an evil bastard that's gonna break me in half. Still, Jonathan wanted him to give Chris the benefit of the doubt. Ah, thanks. Blake gave him a friendly smile and a nod. Chris stayed out lingering momentarily as if unsure about something, then took his leave. Max watched in awe as Gianator trotted back to the second floor. This is very weird. Like, the design and the look is somewhat familiar. I think I've seen maybe this drawing style somewhere. but like the switch between like when they're talking, when the narrator is talking, is kind of jarring. How did he know my name? Jeez, the size of that man. He could probably rip your head clean off your shoulders if he wanted to. And I bet he is an absolute beast in the bedroom. Okay? He playfully wrinkled his eyebrows at Max. Shh, knock it off, Orla. Maybe we should invite him out for drinks tonight, seeing as it's Friday and we hardly know the guy. Could be an interesting man underneath all that beefy muscle. If you carry on talking about him like he's a piece of meat, I'm going to start some beef with you. As if you would. We all know that you're a coward. Ah, come on then. Show me what you got. Make your move. Terrible, terrible. Oh my god, I actually feel physical pain from that. Anyway, back to the plot. Oh god, they were back on the puns. Terrible ones at that. Although it could be distracting on occasion, Blake enjoyed the breaks from figures and processes. He was grateful to be around friendly colleagues in his work life. They were always like a family to him in a strange way. Enough with this bullshit. Blake, you in for drinks at Saucy Mama's tonight too? Well, I'm busy. Yeah, sure. Go on then, I'll come along. He decided it would be a good idea to get out for the night and maybe take some time to get to know his colleagues a little better. Get drunk! Saucy Mama was primarily a burger joint which served as cafe by day and transformed into a bar by night. Wow! Transformers! The coffee clubs in disguise. Coffee bars in disguise. Famous for the pie screams, cocktails, and energetic, skimpy outfitted cookies. You know, dude, you don't really need to make up this much crap to be weird and kooky. What? Cookies was just another term they used for the chiseled model like servers. Of course. Skimpy outfitted cookies. They were a mixture of humans and droids, but each had been chosen to work there due to their almost unnatural perfection. For somewhere that sounded hectic, it had a laid-back atmosphere. Maybe this was because everyone was hypnotized by the burlesque. So this is not burlesque, this is burlesque shows. Like I'm half expecting this to turn into one of those visual novels, you know, but I haven't seen those tags in Steam. Usually those tags are like first, like before even the tag of visual novel, it's that tag. So this might just have hints and nothing saucy in this. I don't know if I'm censoring myself. I usually just don't care what I say. Anyway, Blake had a couple of drinks and enjoyed the chatter amongst the group. Who would you like to get to know? Well, I mean, Max is awesome. Sure, let's chat. I was just going to get some more drinks. What do you think of Orlo? Lee? How long have you been at ICC? I've been working here nearly 2 years now. Orlo started not long after me. Time has whizzed by. What do you think of Orlo? He's okay, I guess. I'm kidding. He's my gaming buddy, my ride or die. An excellent wingman. He can come across a little guarded at first, but get to know him and he's very charming. He seems to have a way of talking you into things. Sometimes it's like you don't get a choice. Yeah. What's your favorite game? Yeah, that's what I want to know. I love Ultra Assault. Me and Orlo always get involved in the annual tournament, and without it I probably wouldn't get any exercise. I also have the adaptive choice games. Visual novel games. Right? Right. But it's so annoying when they give you a choice of what to say and then the character says something completely different. Throwing shade. Okay, fair enough. You and Orlo aren't an item? An item? Max laughed. Oh no, he's like a brother to me. What do you think of Lee? I think he's adorable, sweet guy. What do you think of Chris? Chris seems friendly, a bit stoic, but harmless from what I can tell. Not really know him though, because he works on a different floor. What do you think of Jonathan? He seems like a good, fair CEO. I've certainly had worse bosses. What do you think of Harry? I don't know her that well. We hung out in different circles, but she seems very positive and happy. Bye! Good chat. Oh, she's been X'd out completely. Okay, let's try Harry. Okay. What do you like doing outside of work? I love going camping and spending time with my besties, and I love the movies. I'm hoping to save up to move to Hollywood and become an actress one day. Well, you look already like an actress, not like somebody who enjoys camping, but that's cool. Like, enjoying camping is cool. Nice. How long have you been working with ICC? Just a couple of months. Oh, what do you think of Orla? He's fun. What do you think of Max? Max is really funny. What do you think of Lee? Jesus, such short descriptions. He's the quiet one, isn't he? I always see him at the reception talking to Andy. What do you think of Chris? She shrugged. I haven't met him before. What do you think of Jonathan? I don't really know him. Don't you have monthly meetings with him? No, I have monthly meetings with my manager. Okay. Bye. She wasn't very chatty today, more like she was focused on her surroundings. Let's hang out again soon. Yep. Let's talk to Big Guy. Chris wasn't contributing much to the conversation at the table, mostly smiling and nodding. Hey Chris. What'd you like to do outside work? What'd you like to do outside work? I love taking Mar taking Mar for long walks. He's my dog. They're okay. I'm a bit nervous of them. I hate them. I wanna be an asshole. Jesus, you can be a really asshole in this game. Like, mucho points. I don't think you can check your, like, how much you are, like, scale, how much they love you or not. I haven't noticed anything in the corner, like, I will remember that or something like that. Yeah, I'll just say, I love dogs. What do you think of Jonathan? He's a very decent man. How long have you been ICC? 4 years. Ooh, long. What do you think of Max and Orla? They seem nice. Like, I've been there 2 months, and this guy has been there for 4 years, and we got stuck on the same job. Jesus. What do you think of Lee? He seems kind. What do you think of Harry? She seems happy. You don't say much, do you? Nope. Bye. Okay, let's go with this guy. Hey Blake, let's chat. What you do outside of work? When I'm not gaming, I like to go running to clear my head. It helps. It does. I bet running works well. Yeah, definitely. Paired with some blood pumping music, it gets really addictive. Yeah, I play Doom soundtrack along with it. What do you think of Chris? Seems friendly enough, but I don't know the guy. Mostly talk to Andy when I'm not too busy with my work. What do you think of Andy? Andy's such a cool and friendly dude. I feel like I can talk to him about anything. What do you think of Orla? He's fun. Maybe a bit loud at times. I play games with him and Max occasionally, and it's a laugh. They usually chat away. I'm more of a listener. What do you think of Harry? Haven't spoken to her much, so not much to say really. What do you think of Max? She's nice. I like playing games with her and Orla. Even quiet, his face flushed to a soft pink. Ah, he's also crushing on Orla, maybe. Yeah, definitely on Orla, not on Max. Bye. Thanks for the chat. Hey Blake, Max, you're just gone for some fresh air. Let's chat. Jesus, it's like, let's chat, but the other one is not there because otherwise we're inseparable. What do you think of Max? Max is a sweetie, I love her. What do you think of Lee? He seems like a genuine person, but very elusive. Now and then he'll play games online with me and Max, but he doesn't say much outside of game tactics. How long have you been ICC? I started not long after Max did. Harry? Not sure about that one. How come? Orla leaned closer to Blake, quickly glancing to make sure she wasn't in earshot. Well, she doesn't have an Imagination account. Does that matter? I'm not saying she has to have one, but it doesn't fit her profile. It begs the question, why isn't she wasting her time here taking pictures of us, her food, drinks, and uploading them to Imagination? clue, maybe, for the sci-fi thriller that this game is. And we have an Imagination account either. Yes, but that's very much the dark and mysterious Blake, not Harry. What do you think of Jonathan? Busy man, but he has time for anyone that asks, which is nice. No complaints. You're in love with Max? Orlo smiled and raised his eyebrows. Not like that. She's my little Max. Ah, cool. But they are both brother and sister. What do you think of Chris? He works on a different floor, so never met him before. I'll let you know once I get to know him. Bye. Again, Blake finished talking to everybody, and we're done for tonight. Finally back home, Blake trudged in, now tired and a bit peckish. He rubbed his stomach and sat down on the couch. When we're on that topic, I should probably grab something to eat soon. E-screen on! Alexa on! Sorry if I turned Alexa for anybody. The E-screen came to life. He'd set the news stream to play when it turned on, as it filled in the silence before looking for something to watch. I usually just turn on cartoons. It's easier, it's funner. Kill VR, the controversial killer who hunts down dangerous convicts and records the murders through their bionic eyes, is the focal point in the upcoming documentary Kill VR in the Eyes of a Killer. And he never looked at the mirror doing all that or something. Coming documentary from Kill VR in the Eyes of a Killer, coming soon, live from the Hive. Hive, use that word because we're all connected in a hive. Promising never before seen ultra shocking VR footage, including their very first kill from Kill VR's own eyes, the one that started it all. Blake checked his phone idly. What new voicemail? Since when did anyone use voicemail? Tap above to unlock. Oh, I can actually. There's mechanics. Also, I haven't seen that for now. But one thing you can really do when you transfer a graphic novel into a visual novel like this is add simple and small mechanics like this. It doesn't need to be a whole game type, like you don't need to play a version of Pac-Man or I don't know, Galaga or something like that to complete something, but simple game mechanics like this really make people think that they are like affecting stuff and they're producing something, they're doing something in a game, in a graphic novel game, visual novel thing. So I don't know if this is ever gonna catch on, to say the least, or if there are other graphic novel to visual novel transfers. Maybe this is my first, so everybody's first is one thing or another. But if this catches on, this could be interesting. It will give some of the producers and guys who like to re-release Skyrim 20 billion times an idea of like, hey, let's release this graphic novel not in like triple, double, quadruple hardcover, but like as a video game. Then people have it in their digital form and people can read it. Why not? It is a good enough idea. Well, some cannot be transferred into this. Some can be transferred into this, and some can benefit from getting transferred into this form because you can have more interactions, more voice lines, more text lines, and somebody can just skip everything if they don't want to read it. And they can lose a bit of like, I don't think they can lose that much of mystery because it's easier to turn the graphic novel pages to the last page and see what's gonna happen. Here you actually need to play through this. Maybe just like, saving states and all that. So you can, we have. So we can return and redo some stuff. But let's continue on and getting close to the end. Good evening, Blake. How about going for that luncheon mentioned tomorrow at Saucy Mama's? I'll have my car come and pick you up at noon. What lunch was he talking about? Their meeting came flashing back. He zoned out from the conversation due to a headache. Again. Why on earth did Jonathan want to hang out with him outside of work hours? He hated himself a little for missing something so important. The plot thickens. The light from the E-screen glared at Blake. The news channel illuminated the room as it flashed from one screen to the next. As usual, he had nodded off with the E-screen chatting in the background. The thick dark curtains were down, blocking out any ounce of light that would have allowed one to speculate the time of day, but that's the way he preferred it. The time blinked in blue light from the side of his bed. 11 and 11 a.m. Tom slept again. Gone were the days when he used to spring out of bed at 8 a.m. or even earlier. Jesus, that's early. The sound from the E-screen was muffled. Rummaging around, he retrieved the remote from underneath him and instantly reaped the rewards of comfort. But I mean, you still use remotes. You can't just like magically move your arms or like say volume on, volume down, something like that. Level 3 on the sound. It was too quiet to hear. He must have fallen asleep on it. Turning up the volume, he could now hear the newsletter breathlessly reporting on a story of a theft at the Owl's Sanctuary just hours ago. Reporter, police believe that the Parliament of Owls was stolen in the middle of the night between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. However, no witnesses have come forward as of yet. If anyone has any information on this, please contact the local number of Newstone Police Department, quoting reference blah blah, who would commit such a horrible, heartless act. Also, why is there no pictures behind? There should be pictures. Blake checked himself. He thought that not only was she reported in the news, but offering her own opinion on it. Yeah, because we're in a hike, we can't offer opinions, you can just deliver news. He missed the days when news consisted of facts rather than including speculation and emotion. He conceded that he had to agree with her on this occasion. Who would commit such a heinous crime? What is Parliament of Owls? What is gathering his senses? Movement from above caught his eye. Something was in the shadows all around him. 14 spherical objects were reflecting the images from the news. The object disappeared and reappeared at different intervals. Can we see some of that? The hooting noise on the E-screen made him jump. Wait, no, that wasn't on the E-screen. Hi, you got all the owls with you, buddy. How the fuck did they get here? Was someone pulling a prank? He quickly checked the flat to make sure there was no uninvited guests apart from the owls. What was he going to do? How could he make this right? He's the thief, he's the VR killer or something. It was his phone. Jonathan's car was here to pick him up. Oh fuck. Fuck! He rushed around getting ready. The owl probably would have to wait a little longer. Yeah, just leave them inside, why not? Jonathan was already sitting at the table waiting for Blake. Thank you for joining me on your day off. Blake smiled and sat down. I invited you because we have something important to discuss. Something I should have made you aware of earlier. I just hadn't found the right time. Jonathan excluded the film noir aesthetic. Yeah. But of course, no one but him even knew what that was. The man who was the face of the future, he loved to live in the past. Jesus, is that one of the droids or something? The cookies, actually. The server appeared and Jonathan bided his time. Put our order on my tab. It's Mr. Gordain, maybe. And really hot pants with just pockets there. Wow. With cut off pants. Never mind. I'll have a bottle of Bluebird. Make that 2. Blake thought about the owl problem back at the home, and now he felt stuck whilst the situation was getting worse. I mean, they just gotta shit all over your place. Nothing special. Maybe poke and peck on something. 2 blue beards coming up. Okay. The server prodded her tablet before sauntering off. Jonathan looked curious, like he was scrutinizing a puzzle for its solution. What is it? You're troubled. Might I be able to help you? Blake shot a furtive glance around the restaurant, satisfied that there were no eavesdroppers present. He continued in a lowered voice. I got drunk and I think I stole some owls. Fuck. Someone broke into my flat last night. Oh my, what happened? Did they take anything? It's such a baffling addition to the flat. Blake hadn't thought to check anything was stolen and gone missing. No, but... Boop, here's your drinks. Blake knocked back a large swig of blue beard and weighed up his options. He was in two minds, but he had no choice. He had to tell Jonathan. Tell Jonathan about the owls. Okay, I admit this is going to sound absolutely crazy and probably won't believe me, and I'm probably going to lose my job here, but there are owls in my flat. Stolen owls that I didn't put there. Please don't fire me. Jonathan seemed cool and collected. Are you saying someone stole some owls and then placed them in your flat in the middle of the night whilst you were sleeping? Somehow, I have no idea how, but yes. Jonathan leaned back in thought and took a deep inhalation. This reminded him of smoking e-pipe. He enjoyed the ancient relics from an era that had been lost to the affliction of time. What is this, year 3000? Out of his collection, he especially admired an antique pipe he had acquired from a stall in the opposite side of the city, and he had his e-pipe specially redesigned to replicate the antique one. All I know is this morning I woke up to the news channel showing a story about some stolen owls. Moments later, I found those missing owls staring down at me from my curtain rail and shelves, my bed frame, everywhere, pretty much on top of whatever they could perch on in my room. I definitely did not put them there, I know that for certain, and I have no idea who did it, or how they broke into my flat, or how they could even get them there without me noticing. Beep. One message. From blank. Ooh, we don't know, somebody's using their HG technology, or have a, I don't know, goose technology. Maybe it's hungry goose. The owl and the wood mouse ran away. In an elegant pumpkin carriage, they journeyed wide and far under the stars. Oh, what a beautiful marriage. What? Someone's having a joke? What is that? He read text aloud. Jonathan, the owl and the wood mouse? What's that? It's an old poem about two unlikely species, the owl and the wood mouse, hunter and prey, who want to be together, but it's not seen as acceptable in the forest, so they run away to live together in harmony. I love this story. Jonathan rubbed his grey stubble. And now this becomes all so very interesting. We have a message from the culprit, so I think it's safe for us to deduce that this wasn't the act of a drunken you. Possibly a harmless, albeit reckless prank, an overzealous admirer, a jilted ex-lover perhaps. I doubt it would be my ex Stacy, she wouldn't do something like this, and she lives in a different city now anyway. Jonathan looked inspired, eyes lit up with wonder and determination. He's going to full detective mode! Detective mode activate. I am intrigued to see where this will lead us. Us? Yes, you need to analyze the crime scene for clues, and if it's not too much bother, I'd be elated to join you in this exciting endeavor. You're not just getting not fired, you're getting promoted into this guy's deputy. Jesus. Before Blake could interject, Jonathan continued. Let's head to your apartment and see if we can find any clues. We need to ensure that owls are in good health, and then we'll have them return home safely. They headed outside into the bitter cold. Jonathan took a breath of e-pipe. He blew out a mixture of Earl Grey, scented smoke and cold air, which formed a cloud that enveloped him, and then he got shot through the cloud. Why Jonathan had wanted to meet at Saucy Mama's in the first place was still a question at the back of Blake's mind, but it would have to stay there for now. I swear my keycard was in here. I'll have to use my phone pass instead. Oh, the keycard that was taken by, Oh no, there it is. Ah, there's the keycard. That's a strange place for it to be. I always keep it in my wallet. They took out his wallet and inspected it. Huh? Someone has ripped a hole in the bottom of the card holder. Does anyone have access to your keycard apart from you? Not normally, but I dropped it in the meeting room the other day. Chris found it and returned it to me. Good notice of hints, of clues, yeah. It's never happened before. Interesting. Have you left your wallet anywhere unattended recently? Not that I recall. Why would someone cut a hole in your wallet to get the keycard instead of just taking it? To get access to keycard without looking suspicious, no idea. To make someone else look suspicious? That is most likely the answer. There would be no reason to cut a hole in your wallet to gain access to your keycard. Someone wanted your keycard to drop, so someone else would pick it up and alert you to the fact it wasn't secure. What this means is someone might have had access to your apartment since before Friday. This all sounds a little complicated and far-fetched. It does, and all the more intriguing. Well, we're getting close to an hour, and I mean, the plot thickens. I don't want to reveal anything special. I mean, the plot hasn't really gone anywhere, it's just tapering into this thing, but it's definitely gonna have something to do with spies, with that HG technology and all that. Maybe it's hunter-gatherer. Maybe that's the name. The music is fine. It's not annoying. It's just standing in the background, which is cool. You don't need to really worry about it, and you won't really be stressed about it. Changes appropriately and all that. I mean, some of these visual novels, I think mostly Japanese ones, are voice acted. I mean, it wouldn't kill them to do the same thing in the West. I don't think I've seen much that are voice acted. Technically, I didn't play much. I played some of those Vampire the Masquerade ones. I'm more into point clicking than simple visual novel things. It's nice. Maybe if somebody who's read the novel can figure out and enjoy this a little bit better. Like, maybe in the novel there's not so... I mean, here there is interaction. It's cool that you have this kind of interaction. It's simple point clickish mechanics. So I don't expect there's going to be like combining items and all that, but like figuring out clues and all that, figuring out the world. It's nice. Recommend. Let me check at least how much the price is for this. $1.50. Jesus, yes. If you haven't read the graphic novel, or it's too expensive, this is literally maybe like $2 or something like this. As a graphics novel turned visual novel, yeah, some puzzles maybe they're gonna be later on presented and all that. Yeah, it's gonna turn into something of a mystery story, which is cool. I would totally recommend. Like for this amount of cash, and I mean, it's $2. Jesus, it's $2 almost. Maybe not even that. It's a good jump-in point if you wanna experience visual novels, or if you want to just check out something cool, and you are into visual novels and need something new to play through. It says it has choice-driven consequences. Make allies or break bonds depending on who you want to trust. I think it's gonna get totally, deeper into this. And you can be a proper asshole to everybody apparently, because some of those responses are like, what the fuck? I won't dally too long. It's a nice game. It's a good visual novel for somebody who is new to this to jump into. It's good for somebody who has played this constantly and wants something new. There are some puzzle mechanics, a little bit, just, to give you something to do, except read. Interesting characters, I would say. We shall see who is the evil mastermind at the end, but for now, kind of interesting. The world is interesting, the setting is interesting, it gives a nice feel of a well done graphic novel. There have been some patches and all that, but just typos and rewording and all that. Major. Yeah, I would honestly, I would fully tell you, at least if you are any kind of a visual novel fan, do grab this game, check it out, support the devs. I mean, it's so cheap, you don't even need to wait for a sale. This actually might be the cheapest game I've been reviewed, not counting free-to-play games or like that. Those don't count. Anyway, Do the usual, like, subscribe, comment, dance if you find this interesting. There are plenty other like first hour impressions and much other content on this channel. And if you like to support, there is Patreon, of course. So let's end this as always. It's the stories that we play. See ya, guys.